Once again, we say hello. I'm Scott Murray, and we welcome you back to 5 Talk Street. Chris Howell joins us again with an interview with Marjorie Harvey. Let's take a look.
The week leading up to Father's Day is going to be a special time for a group of North Texas young men. That is because Steve Harvey's 5th annual mentorship weekend gets underway June 11th through the 16th here in North Texas. It'll all take place at Steve's Ranch in Little Elm. Now, joining us today to tell us more about this program and what the young men will encounter is Steve's daughter, Marjorie Harvey. She's the executive director of Steve and Marjorie Foundation. Also, Artesius Miller. He's the boys program director for the Steve Harvey Foundation. So, to the both of you, welcome to 5 Talk Street.
Thank you for having us.
As I stated, I mean, this is going to be a time of encouragement and empowerment for over 100 young men.
Absolutely, it is.
Let's talk about the goal of this program, Brandy. We'll start with you. What's the goal of the program?
Well, the goal of this program is that my dad started this program to give these boys that come from single-parent households, female-headed households, a snapshot of manhood, that they see real men who are doing real things, who are taking care of their families. They are pillars in their community. They're business owners. They're successful men, but they get to see these men up close and personal, to be role models, to model their behavior, and to really see what this whole manhood thing and these principles are all about.
And that's very important because, as we talked about, Artesius will now come to you. Artesius will now come to you. As we talked about, this happens Father's Day weekend. I mean, that's significant because many of these young men would typically be, of course, grieving over the fact that their father is not in their life. Right. But not on this weekend. For those young men, they will actually see manhood being role modeled for them.
Yes, and so this is the 5th year that we've done this, and the guys that actually come out to the ranch to volunteer, they understand that coming in, look, I'm taking away from my family to be a part with these 120 young men who don't have a father in their homes. And it's a huge dynamic for these young boys because many of them have not seen what it takes to be a father, what it takes to be a positive male role model. So when you have these individuals that take time away from their families, I mean, it's a huge thing for the boys. They really appreciate it.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the things that the boys will be doing on this particular weekend.
Sure. So some of the things, I mean, of course, we have the sporting activities. We have Mr. Harvey has a huge ranch. So anywhere from golfing to fishing to football to basketball, I mean, we have every sporting activity any young man could dream of. But then we also empower them with the principles of education. We have individuals that come out. We have scholarship programs like Gates Millennium that comes out to the ranch to talk about their scholarship program, how to apply to college, how to get the scholarship money to pay for it. We also have programming for the young men to talk about things that they go through as teenage males. So, I mean, there's a huge scope of different things we cover, anywhere from how to be involved in your community as a community servant leader, education, getting the right grades to prepare yourself for post high school, and then also we want to help them get jobs as well. So we talk about how do you dress for an interview. So I mean, the very necessary skills, the foundational skills these young men need, we cover in 5 days.
Man, good stuff, giving them life skills. Brandy, let's talk about this. I mean, because again, we're talking about young men who are growing up in fatherless homes. This program is not something that you guys are doing here in North Texas, but it's something you guys are now taking around the world.
We have taken this program across the country in cities outside of Dallas, including New York, Atlanta, Charlotte. We've done New Orleans, we've done Chicago, and this year as we go forward, we're going to Detroit. And we try to hit these cities that really have been affected by gun violence, gang violence, you know, really seeing those dynamics of social economic issues that plague most of, you know, our children of color.
Yeah. Now, something that's very important is you still need young men to apply for this program.
Absolutely.
The application deadline is April 5th.
April 5th.
So they still have just a little bit of time to get that application in.
Yes, and it's all online. So we've made it very accessible. They can go online to steveharveymentoring.com to make sure they fill out the application. We have a small essay, but it's just so we understand their story and we get to know who these boys are before they get there.
Something that's also very important is you also need more mentors to be a part of this program.
Absolutely.
More men involved.
All men. It's really a call to action for men. So whether we have the black firefighters or black police officer, I mean, it does not matter what color, creed, it doesn't matter. We are looking for men who want to volunteer their time and volunteer their services to these young boys who have no male role models.
All right, and the criteria for the young men to be involved is on your website?
Yes, ages
as well
13
as for those
to
who are
18. Absolutely. Ages 13 to 18, grades 8 through 11 at the time of submission.
All right, you've got that information and also the information for men to get involved, to be a mentor. That information is on the website as well. So it's an opportunity for you to get involved and be a part in these young men's lives. Again, that takes place June 11th through the 16th at Steve's Ranch in Little Elm. Again, go to the website, get more information. Scott?
All right, Chris, thanks very much. Hey, joining me right now is Kathy Packard. She is the CEO of LaunchAbility, and alongside is Melissa Smart. She is a LaunchAbility supported employment client and also a clerical assistant at Baylor Surgicare and Baylor Surgical Hospital in Fort Worth. Welcome. Melissa, right?
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
And it's good to see you, my friend.
Great.
We go way back, many, many, many years. I know what LaunchAbility has been doing for a long time. So why are you involved with LaunchAbility? What were you diagnosed with?
Asperger's.
Asperger's. Now that's a form of autism,
Yes.
correct? So tell us what you do at Baylor.
I am a administrator clerk.
Okay, so what is an administrator clerk, what do you do every day, Melissa?
I put charts together for the surgeries at Baylor Surgical Hospital, and then at Baylor Surgicare I scan the charts.
Baylor a pretty good place? They
Yes,
treat you pretty well?
Yes, they treat me pretty well.
That's great. And how about LaunchAbility?
Yes, they treat me pretty well.
Tell me how you got involved with them. What do they do for you?
Well, when they helped me find Baylor Surgical Hospital.
So they helped you find a job,
Yes,
didn't they?
they helped me find a job, yes.
And so what do you think about people like Kathy and LaunchAbility?
I think they're pretty good people.
I bet you do. That's great. Do you keep in contact with them?
Yes, they still are ongoing support for me.
Okay. Kathy, great story
Yes.
right here. Just one of, I'm sure, hundreds that you could share with us. When did LaunchAbility start? How long ago?
We are celebrating our 50th anniversary this year. We started in 1963 as a two-room school with 7 students
Wow.
with mental retardation.
What an incredible legacy. And I know we're a little short on time, but I do want you to talk about what's coming up on April 2nd.
We are so excited to have our special evening with Vince Gill, hosted by Alliance Data at the Meyerson Symphony Center. And our MC this year is none other than Scott Murray.
No, forget that part. Just tell us how we can, what's the website? People want to go.
To get
the concert.
sponsorships
To the
and
concert.
tickets and
Right.
more information, go to www.launchability.org.
Well, I tell you what, I wish I had more time with both of you. Melissa, you're adorable.
Thank you.
And we already know she's adorable and all she does for LaunchAbility. So check it out on the website, right?
Yes.
All right, sounds good. Thanks to you both. We very much appreciate it, and we really appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for all you do for LaunchAbility, and you have another event in October. Tell me about that as long as I've got some time with you.
Expanding Worlds Luncheon.
Right.
Our MC is Scott Murray.
Now, don't say that. They're going to think we've got something going here.
And it's been a wonderful
Well,
series.
talk about some of the people you've had in the
Yeah.
past, and I can right off the top of my head, Kathy. You're
Yeah.
talking Emmett Smith, Boone Pickens, Roger Staubach, Ruth Altshuler, Caroline Rose Hunt, Ebby Holliday. I mean, it's a rock and roll list of stars. It's
Yeah.
incredible. And they all come to support what LaunchAbility does.
And they end up falling in love with us.
Well, why not? It's a great organization, and when you meet people like Melissa, it's kind of easy to see why they do fall in love with you.
Melissa is the best way for us to tell our story.
It is. Great. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Enjoy the upcoming
Thanks,
spring
Scott.
and the upcoming summer. Thanks to you both very, very much. And thanks to LaunchAbility. And thanks to all of you as well for this edition of 5 Talk Street. I'm Scott Murray. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time right here on NBC 5.